Hi everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Mercy. So guys, today we'll be learning how to draft this beautiful Vicky James Overbust Victorian Conical corset. It's a pure drafting, guys, but I'm going to make it as easy as possible for a beginners to understand this. Okay, so if you're interested in this, just keep watching and don't forget to subscribe. All right, let's get into the drafting now, guys. I'm going to go ahead to place my tape like this to put down my shoulder divide by 2/8. I'm going to go ahead and mark, and I'm going to place my tape vertical to pull down shoulder to bust, shoulder to under bust, shoulder to half length, which is the waist, and the shoulder to the full length of this blouse. Mine is 26, and remember this paper is on fold. I folded this paper into two. Okay, so now I'm going to go ahead and mark the all the lines across. After marking, I'm going to go ahead and rule it out. Now after ruling, I'm going to place my tape on the bust point to mark 2 inches for my chest line. Now I'll be marking the armhole line like so. After marking, I'll be curving it out. Now I'll be putting down our basic neck width and depth, which is 3 by 3 inches. That is what I am putting there. I'm going to go ahead and connect. Like I said before, I'm going to make this video as easy as possible for even a layman is going to understand it. Okay, though this neck line is of no use, but I'm just marking it for a beginner's sake. Now the next step I'm going to take is to put my nipple to nipple divide by 2/4. I will just mark it on the chest line. I'm going to mark it on the bust line as well. Now coming down to the length of this blouse, on this hemming part, I'm going to go ahead and mark 2.5 inches. So I wanted this that the panels to be slanting, not straight. That is why I mark 2.5 inches on the down part, and I connected it to meet the bust point and also the chest line. Now on this shoulder area, I'm going to go ahead and divide the shoulder by 2. So I'm going to place my tape like this and connect the line I draw to meet up to the shoulder area. So I'm going to mark my chest line, my bust point, under bust, waist, and the blouse length. So guys, on this armhole, on the waistline, on the armhole area, the side part, like here now, I'm going to mark 0.5 inches, and this side I'm going to mark 0.7 inches. So I will use my French curve, my ruler, to connect it in a slanty way like this. So guys, if you're connecting yours, make sure that you place your slanty curvy part to connect it. It's going to be in a curvy part. So, but I later corrected this. Okay, so I don't need to place my ruler like this or this waistline to mark out that leg. Now I connected the darts down to the hemming part. Okay, now the next step I'm going to take right now is to put down my measurement, my bust divide by 4. I'll mark my under bust divide by 4 plus the allowance I added on the dart leg. I'll put it back, and it's a half inches allowance on the dart leg. I'll put it back plus the same allowance. Same thing goes to the waist. I'll divide my waist, though I snatch this waist. I remove 3 inches from my waist measurement, and I divide the remaining one by 4. I mark it there. Then I'm going to put back those that allowance on the dart leg and plus my same allowance. Remember, I snatched this waist. Now I'm going to bring down whatever I have on the waist down to the hemming part and leave it like that for now. I'll connect with my pencil. I'm going to reconnect it again with my marker for us to see it clearly. So now I'm going to be marking down my bust or dart. So it's going to be 1 inch. I'll place my measurement from the bust down to connect to mark 1 inch. How to get your bust dart is the different from your waist or your half length, your back half length with your front half length. The difference between your front half length and your back half length, mine is 1 inch. My back half length is 15 while the front is 16. So that is what I mark there, 1 inch. I'll just connect it straight to meet the bust area. The difference from your back half length and your front half length. So now I'm using my marker to connect it for us to see it very clear. Now I'm going to go ahead and slash the shoulder open because I will be closing this bust dart. So to enable me to close it, I'm going to slash the bust or the shoulder open. I'll slash it to meet the bust point like this. Now the shoulder is now open. I'm going to go ahead and close the bust dart just for me to draft this very well. So I'll close it just for now. So guys, after closing on this shoulder part, you can see that I have an opening there. You can see I have some space there. So I'm going to measure the space I have there. I have 2 inches on that place. I will divide that 2 inches into two. It will give me one. I'll place it on this shoulder armhole area and mark that 1 inch. I just wanted to draft this very well. I'll mark 1 inch there. Then I'm going to connect it straight up to meet the bust point. But before I do that, I will open back the bust point and for it to stay normal. Now I'll use my ruler to connect it from that 1 inch I mark down to the bust point. You can connect straight, you can connect in a slanty way. It's optional. So guys, remember that this is an overbust corset. It's an overbust corset, guys. So I'll be coming down with 4 inches on the armhole area. You know, that is a it's an overbust corset. That is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so to get that overbust corset, I'll measure down 4 inches from my armhole down and rule out this particular place. I'm ruling out is going to be our overbust line, where the neckline is going to start. Remember that it has a stylish neckline. Now on this place I rule out at the center, I'm going to measure the dart leg that I have, the dart allowance I have there. I have a half-inch dart allowance. I will mark it across to the other side. So marking it there, I will place my ruler on the shoulder meeting the neck, starting neck area, and cut mark it out as you see me doing. I will mark it out, connecting it to meet the bust point. Like I said before, you can mark it straight up, you can give it a slanty curve to meet the bust point. Like the place I am measuring right now is what I mark on the other side. So guys, what I said earlier on this waistline, like I didn't curve it. Like you see the way I placed my ruler in a slanty shape to curve out the 0.5 inches and 0.7 inches. So make sure you place your ruler like so to curve it out, just to give it that a little curvy shape. okay, for it to look like a busty kind of something. Now on this waistline, I'm going to divide, measure whatever I have. This place I'm placing my tape like so. I'll measure whatever I have, divide it by 2, and mark a straight line. I just wanted to put another panel, like I want to mark another dart leg there. So you know this or style, it has a PC style. So the 1 inch I measured, I took out on the shoulder. I'm going to go ahead and replace it outside the armhole. Then on this overbust, the allowance I have there, 1/2 inch, I'm going to place it back. So I now have a new armhole like so. I'll just carve a new armhole. So I'm just adding, making that leg there. I just mark 0.2 on this side and 0.2 on the other side, connecting it to meet the overbust line. You know, Victorian corset comes with so many panels, so that is what I am trying to mark out. Now whatever I did here, I am going to open this paper up and duplicate it on the other side of the paper. I'll just duplicate everything I mark out here, like redrawing everything I have here. So this particular place you see me shading will be the place I'll be going ahead to cut out. All this that leg, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. That is why I'm shading it, for us to know where to cut. Now to get the conical effect, I'll be marking 3 inches on this down part. After marking 3 inches, I'm going to go ahead and curve it out. You can mark 2 inches, you can mark 2.5. So I just mark my 3 inches there. Now after marking, I'm going to curve it out with my free hand like this, starting from the waistline. I'll just curve it out like so. I'm making use of my pencil to connect it. After I get what I want, I'm going to go ahead using my marker to redraw it. So now you can see that our conical has a shape now, right? So let's move ahead. The next thing I'm going to do is to on this side part, I'm going to go up with 2 inches. But before I do that, guys, you know that the hemming part is just plain. It's a straight uh, part. On this down part, it doesn't have any kind of style, but I am trying to create a style for myself. That is why I am sketching out a scallop design, like you see me using my pencil doing it. Now I'm going to go up with 2 inches like so. So the purpose of going up with 2 inches is to enable the fabric to relax after sewing it. It not have any sharp mouth. Now I'm still sketching out my scallop design on this hemming part. You can leave your own like that, like the way you see the picture on the thumbnail. You can leave your down part like so, but I'm just sketching out. I just want to give it a design look on the down part. Okay, so I'm going to be open this up and redraw whatever I have. As you can see it on this paper, I have done that. The right side and the left side are the same. Okay, I just redraw whatever I have here on the paper. Now I'm going to go ahead and slash the bust that open. Like you see this paper right now, I just want to repeat what I said. You can leave your down parts plain like so, but if you doesn't want to leave it your down parts or plain, you can go ahead and add a little design, like you see me sketching out a scallop design. So after opening this ball dart, I'm going to go ahead and close it up. Okay, so I'll be using my gum to just close it. It's kind of hard for me. I've closed this side. I will be closing this other side too, for everything to relax. So now after closing this bust dart, I discovered that the bust line, that the shape I draw there shifted a little with half an inch. So I'm going to redrawing it back, but before I do that, I'll be closing the allowance I have on that shoulder I slant open. Like I have some allowance there, like you see me folding this paper inside. So I'm going to go ahead and fold this allowance inside, because I will be drawing our neck star. So to enable me do that, I am folding the paper inside the two sides of the shoulder that I slanted open. Now I am done with that. So you can see the place where this shifted on the bust side. I'm just redrawing it. It's just an half an inch. So I'll just connect it to meet the conical side. I'll do the same on the other side as well. Now guys, to get our neck design, you remember that I came down on the armhole with 4 inches. You know that this neck style, one is shorter than one and one is longer than the other one. So I just determine where I would want the neck, the other one to be long and this side to be short. So this side is going to be the left hand side, while the other side is going to be the right hand side. So I'll label it R and this side L. So this part that is L is going to be shorter. That is the place I came down with 4 inches to mark our overbust corset. Now to draw the neck design, I'm going to be placing my ruler like this to get that shape. I place this ruler to meet the 4 inches I came down on the armhole. So the ruler, the mouth of the ruler is meeting the 4 inches that I came down with, while this other long ruler is meeting the shoulder point of the right armhole area. I don't know if you understand. The right side will start, the curving will start on the shoulder side, while the other left armhole will start on the 4 inches I came down. So I'm making use of my pencil to draw it. If you cannot make use of your French curve, please just use your free hand to get what you want. Okay, now after getting it, after marking it out, I'll be using my marker to draw so that we can see it. It's going to be visible. Now you can see it's coming out now, looking very beautiful, as you can see here. So the next thing I'm going to go ahead to do is to cut it out. You can see that it looks exactly like the play how the owner is putting it on. So I'll mark my panels, number 1, number 2. The center is going to be 3 and 4, then 5 and 6. I have 6 panels here, like 6 pieces here. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and cut it out. Don't forget to mark to label your own, because if you didn't label it out, guys, you are going to make a mistake while you are sewing it. It's important. It's not a new thing for us to label while making a corset. So I'm just cutting it out. I would have fast forwarded this, but I just wanted us to see how to cut all this out. Like I said, you can leave it plain like this, the down part. If you don't want to leave it plain, you can go ahead and give it any design of your choice, like mine. So I'll just cut out the um excess out. Now this is the exact design that the picture that is on the thumbnail looks like, but I'm going to cut out my stylish design on the hemming part. So you can leave your own like this. So now I'll be cutting all the panels open. Like I said before, if you didn't label this, after cutting all these pieces out, you'll be confused. You will not know where the side parts will be, or where the center part is going to be sitting. So it's important, very very important, to label this. You can see the way I am cutting out all the dart leg. Don't forget to replace your dart. If you did not add your dart on your pattern paper, you can replace it while you are cutting on the fabric. Now after cutting, we'll be going into the back pattern. Okay, I would have fast forwarded this, but I just want every one of us to follow along. Don't even say that you didn't understand this. You can see how beautiful it's looking. Now let's get to the back. Now this is my basic back bodice, and I didn't add any zipper allowance. So I have my shoulder to chest line, shoulder to bust, and shoulder to waist, and the full length of this blouse. Okay, now I also mark my nipple to nipple measurement, divide by 2 4. I just put it from the chest line down to the full length of the blouse. Now I'll just put our normal dart leg there, half inches. I took half inch on the both side, that is 1 inch. I'll just connect it from the down part to meet to the waistline, and I'll connect it straight up to meet the bust point. So our dart is now ready. The back pattern is as simple as ever. So guys, I wanted to put a neckline for this. From the shoulder to the chest line is about 7.5 inches. So I'm just trying to cover out a neckline for this at the back. So I'm just placing my French curve like this to curve it out from the armhole area. Is still on the chest line. I just, it's 0.7 inches up. Now I'm going to mark 1.5 inches on the chest line to I'm creating our lesson bar. 1.5 inches on the chest line, and 1 inch on the down part. I'll just connect it. You can mark 2 inches depending how open you want your lesson bar to be. So this inner part is going to be where the lesson bar is going to be sitting. Now this one I marked out will be cut out. Remember, I didn't add any zipper allowance. Now I'm going to go ahead and mark pull down all my measurements. Remember, I snatch my waist, so I'll put whatever I have on my waist and add back the allowance on that leg was the same allowance. I'll bring whatever I have on the waist down to the hemming part, like the way we did on the front. I'll just connect. After connecting, I'll pull down on the hemming part. I'll mark my 3 inches for the conical effect. I'm just connecting the conical part like so. So the back part is 1 inch or shorter than the front or pattern. Remember, my half length on the back is 15. Okay, so this back is not going to be having any scallop design, or maybe later on I can still change my mind and design it, but for now I'm not adding any scallop design at the back part. So I will go up on the side part with 2 inches to curve it out to avoid pointy look. I'll cut it out. I'll just cut the 1 inch and 1.5 inches I took out for the lesson. Now guys, I'll still add another panel. I wanted the back to have a panel too. I'll divide whatever I have on the waistline by 2. That place you see my tape placing, I'll mark, divide it by 2, just connect it straight up. After connecting it, I'm going to go ahead and cut it out, though I will label it number 1, number 2 and number 3. So now guys, coming to this conical part, I'll just mark a slanty line, because on that conical part I'll be adding a boning while sewing it. So the boning will just make that part to stand very well. I also mark that line on the front. I will also do the same thing on the back area. Now I'm going to go ahead and draw it on the conical part, the place that boning will be sitting. And this comes to the end of this tutorial. Thank you for watching and see you on the next one. Bye.